Hello everybody, we are going to make these fun little Father's Day, Happy Father's Day cards. There's a variety of them and I will have them on my blog and my Etsy shop. So, and they have the basics. There's two different styles of the card. One that has the full sheet and you don't really put anything with it of the die cuts, but you can. And then there's the other one that's a small, but we'll just start out by making just the card part. So it comes, when you get the file, it comes with a perforated, so, and if you have Silhouette Studio, it's a SVG, you can, the perforation is on there, it's all grouped together, just ungroup. But if you have, I guess, Cricut or something, you have to put it, make sure that it's in there, but just make sure that you put it as a perforation. Anyway, so like that, and then just a simple fold, and then I'm using my crafter's tape and cutting, and just putting that down along in some of the spots there. And I cut this where it just kind of fits inside, because like that, folds over, and you'll have those little tiny ones that these little tiny that we can just use a glue stick, or you can use the little tiny bit of glue. Tack those down. You can barely see a tiny little bit. And this glue does dry clear, so. And I am leaving like the middle part of the D and the A's. I'm just leaving those out because I kind of like that. So anyway, that gives us one base like that, and that one you can actually put one of these designs in this inside if you want, or not. We'll hurry and tack these other ones together. So like I said, the perforation is there. Put a little tape runner. There we go. A little bit again with the center. Only takes a tiny bit. Most of the others are all tacked down. Little tiny bit. You already have your Father's Day gifts all figured out. There we go. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I will answer them there. I know dads have all sorts of different hobbies, and so when I designed all these little designs, kind of wanted to kind of hit different ones. Some dads like sports, some dads are fixer-uppers, some dads in the medical field. Some dads do everything lots of the time, so just fun to, you know, sometimes they have certain hobbies that they prefer, and or they have a certain thing that they love, and so it's always fun to kind of make your dad feel special. So you can obviously cut these out in any color you'd like. It looks like my card's a little off. You color any color you want, a printed, whatever. You don't have to cut them in the colors that I cut them out in. That's the beauty of it. You can do whatever you want. It's tiny. This is a little Artiste glue. It's handy, has the fine little tip. Gets you just a little bit out. Pack that guy down. Okay, get making. Let's make our football first, shall we? You can use some tweezers, but sometimes I just like to just use my hands. I just line it up for the bottom and the top right there. And then the same thing on the other end for the football. Move around. And our little threads. Pull that up there. You can look, always refer back to the pictures to make sure. Looks like I've got my threads off a little bit. Not my threads, but this one I did a little crooked. I'm gonna leave it. It's a little off, but you guys get it. Doesn't quite look like a football, does it? Tiny little bits on the threads there. This guy's a little piece, but he cut really nice. I used my Cameo 5, my Silhouette Cameo 5, and it was really handy. Cut out nicely. Sometimes you have to, it's easy to slow down the machine when you cut tiny or thin pieces. A basketball. I put together this little piece. This is a stethoscope here. Get all my pieces off. Okay, so I have my base, which is right there. And you can see that will go right on there. Turn that over. And there are some little notches, you can tell. You can see you line it up with those little notches, and it just lines up right on top. It's nice to have the base, because then and it gives you something to lay it on. Okay, and then we have our little pieces here. This is like the silver metal part. Here and there. Just make sure you lay them out the right way. I did them as a light gray. You cut them out in silver or whatever. And then this little kind of the metal part of the stethoscope part that goes listens to your heart. And the little earbuds. Little tiny pieces. And then this little piece, see if I get it the right way. Goes like that. It's kind of that very top little. And they cut out really nice too. I just used the mat when I cut them out on my silhouette. Like I said, sometimes you gotta, I didn't really have it slow down much, so just make sure when you're weeding it, you don't accidentally leave out a piece. Maybe I put that on backwards. Anyway, there's a cute little stethoscope. My funny football. Okay, let's do the tie. I wanted to simplify this, and so I did kind of the black parts of the tie all in the base, and the blue is one of the colors, obviously, and so I wanted to just have that as the base, so easier when you cut it out and then put it together. So try to make things a little easier. And then this piece fits right in there. Right about perfect there. And then this one goes right up in there. Cute little tie. There you go. Might remind me of the old days with the big wide, wide ties. And this one's the airplane. There's no other pieces with that, just simple. Let's do the soccer ball, and it's round, so it'll fit on. Oh, I don't munch it first. Sometimes it gets a little clogged. Apparently wants to really test us today. glue off of there. Just lay it on top. Make sure it's kind of nice. It will slide slightly just so you can place it on. There we go. Soccer ball. Okay, let's do these. We've got a softball and a baseball. I'm just using the clear transfer tape. I got this transfer tape from Expressions Vinyl. And just rub it. If you rub really good that way, and then turn it over and peel your back part off, that works best. So line your bottom edges. You line one side and then the other side goes on. And you can cut them out in paper, these little stitches, but I just figured they would be a lot easier if I did them in vinyl. And I used Oracle 651 permanent, vinyl. It's the glossy, but now they come in glossy and matte, the permanent. Anyway, and slowly peel it back as you kind of press on it to hold it down, just because they're such little pieces. You don't want to rip them. And these definitely, when you're cutting them with your machine, you can slow that down a little bit to make sure it gets all the little pieces. I have to fix that. There's our baseball, our softball. Let's do our baseball here. Same thing. Press them down really good so they adhere to the transfer tape. And then turn it over and peel it off, and peel it off as a slant or just straight. Use your line it up there. Line it up better than what I did. I have to trim part of that off, but that's okay. Just doing that because I had a little extra. I don't know, maybe I made my ball a little bit different size. And then peel it off. There we go. There's our baseball. Let's put together our little toolbox. So this one, there's that little black piece I don't want to lose. So this part goes on first. Line your little edges there. Thank heavens it dries clear. Tap that down slightly. Okay, now lock part here. Like there. And then your handle. Get a hold of it here. Because of the angle of the box, it is a little more that way, because I didn't have to put it on the top. And now we have our tiny little dot. That's the lock part. Like there. Cute little toolbox. So there's our toolbox, our base bow, the plane, airplane, soccer bow, softball, football, a tie, a basketball. Yeah, I didn't have that exact color, but basketballs will come in all colors, right? And then the stethoscope. And then with this, you can put whatever ones you want on those. And use some some foam tape and put it underneath just to make it kind of pop up. And there are our variety of, on an airplane. I'm gonna put a tie on there. I want to put soccer over there. And then with these, you could put one in the center too if you wanted. But anyway, there you go. Happy Father's Day. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to subscribe and go check out my blog and my Etsy shop.